Welcome to Learning Adda, the key to happiness. Hey, I am Nima, and I live in the busy, beautiful city of California. Every day, people rush around, trying to get somewhere, do something, and make their lives better. But you know what? I've discovered something special in the middle of all this hustle and bustle. I've found the key to happiness. Let me tell you my story. I wasn't always like this, full of joy and peace. Just like everyone else, I used to feel stressed, worried, and unhappy when things didn't go my way. I thought happiness came from having more money, a better job, or a perfect life. But one day, I realized that happiness doesn't come from outside. It comes from inside us. I started noticing little things that made me smile, like the soft sound of birds in the morning, the way the sun shines through the trees, or a friendly wave from my neighbor. These small moments made me feel happy. I didn't need big things to happen. I just needed to look at the world differently. One day, my friend Emily asked me, Nima, you're always smiling and laughing. How do you stay so happy, even when things go wrong? I smiled and said, Emily, I used to think happiness was something big, like getting a new car or going on a vacation. But now, I know that happiness is in the little things, the small moments we often forget to notice. Emily looked surprised. But what about when life is hard? What if something bad happens, like losing a job or having a fight with a friend? I nodded, understanding her concern. Of course, bad things happen. Life isn't always easy. But here's the secret: happiness isn't about never having problems. It's about how we handle those problems. When something bad happens, I let myself feel sad or upset, but I don't stay there. I give myself time to feel those emotions, and then I ask myself, what can I do to feel better? What can I learn from this? She asked, isn't it hard to stay positive when things go wrong? Yes, it can be hard, I replied. But I remind myself that tough times don't last forever. And even during difficult days, there's always something good. Maybe it's a kind word from a friend, or the feeling of fresh air on my face when I go for a walk. These small moments remind me that life is still beautiful, even when it's hard. Emily thought for a moment and said, I've never thought of it that way. I always feel like I need to fix everything before I can be happy. I smiled and said, that's the thing, Emily. We don't need to wait for everything to be perfect to be happy. Happiness comes when we choose to see the good, even when life isn't perfect. It's like a habit: the more you practice looking for the good, the easier it gets. Emily was quiet for a moment, then she asked, but what if people are unkind or unfair? How do you stay happy when others hurt you? I looked at her with understanding. It's not easy, but I've learned to let go of anger. Holding on to hurt or anger only makes me unhappy. Forgiving others, even when it's hard, sets me free. It doesn't mean I forget what they did, but it means I choose peace over pain. And when I choose peace, I create space for happiness. Emily smiled. I think I understand now. It's not about waiting for life to be perfect, but about finding happiness in the little things and choosing to be kind to ourselves and others. I nodded. Exactly. Happiness is like a seed we plant inside ourselves. We water it with kindness, gratitude, and forgiveness, and slowly it grows. It doesn't happen overnight, but with time, you'll see that happiness is always within your reach. From that day on, Emily started practicing what I told her. She began to notice the small joys in her life, the warmth of her morning coffee, the laughter of her family, and the beauty of a sunset. Over time, she found that happiness was not something she had to search for. It was already there, inside her. As for me, I carry my key to happiness wherever I go. It's not a magic key, but it's powerful. It reminds me that no matter what happens, I have the choice to find joy in every day. I have the choice to be thankful, to be kind, and to let go of the things that don't make me happy. So, if you ever feel like happiness is far away, remember this: happiness is not something you find, it's something you create. It's in the way you see the world, the way you treat yourself, and the way you treat others. Every moment is a chance to choose happiness. And that, my friend, is the true key to happiness. This story shows that happiness is not something we get from the outside world. It comes from within us, in how we choose to live each day. By practicing gratitude, kindness, and forgiveness, we unlock the happiness that's already in our hearts. Thank you for watching.